Alrighty, what's up, guys? Figured with the new year here, I'm gonna go and start a new little project, I guess, where my intentions are to kind of track the progress of my tanks and my progress in the hobby as an aquarist. These videos aren't going to be the best, but I promise as long as I keep going at it, they'll be better. But I started the hobby November of 2020, and this was the tank I did it with. It was set up pretty much exactly the same. The stocking was a little different. I had a couple pairs of Dalmatian mollies, some black hyphen skirt tetras, a couple scissortail rasbora, and some corridora as well. I think I did I want to say I did jeweled corridora. I might be wrong with that one there. But this tank is a little dirty. It's actually on the to-do list for today to water change. I also need to repair the stand or figure out something there, because if I kind of take a step back here, you can actually see how much higher the backside is than the front, and that is because the fluval I have back here was leaking at the water pump and leaked down the stand and everything. And I've got water damage at this corner at the bottom and top here, so it kind of sags at this bottom or this corner over here, and it's tilting the tank forward quite a bit. And because I have some fish that I really enjoy in here, I'd like it not to fall over. Right here we've got a couple panda cories and a Siamese algae eater. This is actually one of the original mollies right there. The other ones did die actually, so that was a little upsetting, but it lasted a while and I got quite a few fry out of them as well. The fry I'll show you later on. This right here is the newest guy. It's a red sevrum, pretty young. Beautiful fish though. Moving on over, if I can move slow enough, there's a yo-yo loach. He's probably about 3.5 inches long. Got him at the standard, maybe 1.5 inches long, somewhere around there. Being a little weird over there, that's my lemon Oscar. I've always liked the lemon Oscars. This guy here is pretty cool though. He has become a lot more shy ever since I put him in the tank with the red severn though. And I understand this is only a 29-gallon tank, and this Oscar is going to outgrow that. But I do have plans for him. He was in a 55, but he was getting bullied quite a bit, so I moved him out. But I might have to move him back into something bigger here, because it seems like the red sevrum is making him uncomfortable as well. These here are dragonstone. There's a little, I forget what it was. It was one of the Buddha statues. You can get that off Amazon. Got some fake plants in here. This is the only tank with fake plants. Actually, my breeding tank has fake stuff in it as well. It was just a lot easier to do that. But yeah, this is the original setup since I got the tank. Eventually I'll repair the fluval that's leaking, and it's also got a fluval like 50 something. It was on the 50-gallon tank, but then I switched that over to a couple internal filters just because I liked it better. And I lost focus a little bit ago, I think. There we go. When I run 2 filters, this tank is crystal clear, and it's awesome. But I do got to work on some of this string algae stuff up here as well. Right below that, and this wasn't the second tank, but it's right here, so I'll go over it. It's just a little tiny, I want to say 2-gallon tank probably, that I just have breeding snails and no fish in this one. I've also got some plants in there, and then java moss that I kind of like to keep growing because every now and then I'll use that as part of escaping. But yeah, just a little snail breeding tank. and you'll see why in just a second here. I'm gonna get up here. This next tank also wasn't the second or third tank here. It's my hexagon tank. This is a brackish water tank. It's got I move really slow with these guys. My green spotted puffers, nice and healthy. I've got 3 of them in here. You can see all 3 in one shot right there, I think. Hold up. There's all 3. And we have a green scat right here. It's basically the Oscar of brackish waters. Super cool fish. Coming down, we got a couple male mollies in here. Right over here, I'm gonna move kind of slow. See if I can get them here. Got bumblebee goby, another yo-yo loach. This one's a little smaller, probably about 2.5 inches. Of course, all the shells that they eat out of. This is a tree. It's also a tree over here in this corner, but it's a little bit harder to tell. But yeah, this is a tree I 3D printed. Put some Java moss on top, and it's growing kind of wild, so I gotta clean that up. But that's on the list to do today as well. This tank, I don't know when I got this one. So it's my first and really only brackish water tank, though. That's not because it's difficult or anything, it's just because I kind of ran out of fish that I wanted to do brackish water with. The salinity on this one, I believe, is 1.006, I believe, so it's a little lower on the brackish side, but I do have the yo-yo loach. I wanted to make sure it would be fine. And then at some point I'll start increasing it again. But these puffers have been doing quite well. This one here is the newest puffer in the tank. There we go, better focus there. Got some pretty good shots of them right there. Let's see if I can grab a picture of that while we're doing it. There we go. Oh, no, he zoomed off. Pretty cool tank there. I believe it's a 29 gallon. It's got a Fluval 107 filtering it, air stone in the back, and an aqua heater. That's really meant for something much larger than this. But at the time it was the heater I had, so I just used it. Oh, there's another good picture. Let's see if I can. There you go. I think I got them. Well, we're going to move on out to the garage where I have my other tanks. And this is just what I have in my room. Eventually this tank right here will get moved out into the living room, and probably the 29 gallon will get moved into a separate room as well. Just because it is a little noisy to have fish tanks in your bedroom, but I could also change filter statuses for that there. Well, let me go and stop this here, and I'll take you out to the garage. Alright, and this here is my second tank. It's 55 gallon. I've got a red-tailed catfish, a leopard catfish, a jaguar cichlid, and a silver arowana. And then there's a couple plecos in here as well, common pleco, and the other one's also a common pleco. He's hiding underneath that Java fern over there. Yeah, so I bought this tank solely because I bought the red tail and the arowana. The jaguar kind of just came with it. The intent was to build it into a South African cichlid tank, but I really just liked the catfish. You know, catfish are really cool. This is kind of more of the monster tank right here. Yes, it's only a 55, but they're currently growing. Eventually they will get upgraded here, and they'll most likely get upgraded to this 75 here. Yeah, so the 75, it has, oh, there it is. It's got another Oscar in there. Hard to see his colors. He's not all black, he's got a little bit of red on him. It's got a whole bunch of convicts. Green terror right there. Really cool green terror, actually. It used to be in the 55, but we changed that out. A nice shoal of tiger barbs. If you come over here nice and slow, See if I can get this reflection out of the way. Nice and slow here. There's a convict protecting all of her fry right there. Was not my intention to breed these guys, but I was told that it kind of just happens a lot like it does with the mollies. Up here, I was wondering where this guy went. He's gonna be a little skittish here. Where did he go? He's back over here. And he's back over here. Alright, that is another green terror. I can catch up with him. Nope, he's not gonna do it. Another green terror that was rescued from Petco. Had a whole bunch of fin nick going on. There's another fish I rescued with him, and I'll show you him in just a second. Right here we got our gar. Somewhere. Right there. There's our gar. That is a hyeta gar. Pretty cool fish there as well. You know what, let me see if I can turn off the garage lights here, make the reflection go away a bit. Alexa, turn off the garage lights. That's slightly better. Yeah, so this 75-gallon here, that's got lighting up top. This red lava rock here, if I plugged in the LEDs that are under the tank, it would light up. But I can't do that right now, and I'll explain that issue in a little while. But yeah, pretty simply escaped tank here. Not too sure what my intentions were with this tank, but I probably should have put the larger fish in this tank, not just a bunch of other ones. My finger cut the video there, my bad. But like I was saying, I probably should have put the bigger fish in this tank before I put a bunch of little ones. But eventually the stock tanks will switch around here, just so that way these guys have a better home. Then below these guys, we had a 20-gallon that I didn't intend to buy, but I was losing a koi, and I needed to keep them separate so that I could treat just that one koi with a whole bunch of fungus treatment and everything. I did end up losing that koi, unfortunately. It was a beautiful koi, but it was getting picked on quite severely by something else in that tank. I'm not too sure if it was the koi, or it could have been the larger pleco I had out in the pond. Perhaps it was kind of beating that, but lost a lot of scales, and then ended up being kind of fleshy wounds. But in here you can see I've got a little red-eared slider and a soft shell that was swimming around in the back there. This tank was escaped, but the soft shell really hates leaving stuff alone. It's probably because he digs around everywhere. But this tank is also quite dirty. Come spring, both of these turtles will go into the pond. So this is just a temporary holding bit for these guys here, because they keep this tank quite messy. I also have a couple pearl and zebra danios in here as well, just kind of keep it active, I guess, but these turtles are actually quite active. Right next to it I have a 10-gallon tank that I bought for no reason, honestly. I think I bought it because it was a kit and it was like 20 bucks, so I figured why not. I'll keep it for feeder fish, but again, this one is also just a snail breeding and a plant growth tank. I forget exactly what kind of plant this is, but it grows super crazy. You can see it up here in this tank as well. It's growing quite a bit. You normally get like 2 or 3 pieces from Petco, and this has just sprouted like crazy here. So yeah, that is this rack of tanks here. Let's see if I can back up without tripping over anything. Yeah, so this rack of tank. Now I guess I should mention the garage. I intend on kind of doing something of a nice looking little gallery thing. Not too sure what my intentions are yet, but I want to kind of clean it up. Right now I just have tanks scattered about, and I want to kind of organize it a little bit more. It's a little difficult though, because right next to it I do have my 3D printer, shop press, toolbox, my table full of stuff. I do work on cars and trucks, and I need my garage to do that. And my 3D printer is quite useful. I mean, I 3D print the some of my tank decorations, and I'll probably keep doing that. And then yeah, so I'm gonna keep my 3D printer. I just gotta rearrange things. The next little bit that I'll show you is this rack at 20 gallons. I just gotta go around this stuff here. Yep, so this is my rack at 20 gallons. This is my breeder tank right here. Got a really bad reflection again. Nice. Let me see if I can turn off those lights real quick. Nope, can't fix that reflection. We'll just go with it here. So this is my breeder tank. Have a lot of mollies in here. Quite a bit of fry. Let's see if I can find some of the newer ones here. Little baby fry. Actually, it looks like another one might have given birth already. Let's see, it's one of these gold ones here. So that one is no longer pregnant. That one might just be fat, but this one here is definitely pregnant there. And this one right here is also pregnant. Yeah, so there's going to be quite a bit more fry in here. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with all the fry, but I do like seeing it. It's quite fun. This here is the other rescue I had. Man, this tank needs to be cleaned too. I gotta clean all these tanks today. Super cool fish. I really don't know what he is. Cichlid of some sort. He digs quite a bit, so I'm thinking Lake, what is it, Tanganyika? I'm thinking somewhere from there. Then up here toward the light, I have to go around the side here. Yep, barely. There's a rope fish there. He's actually way more active than this normally, but he is the reason I have to double lid everything and duct tape stuff down at the back, because he's jumped out like 4 times, but he's survived every single time, so that's super weird but super cool at the same time. And off over here in the corner, you know, little guy, little catfish. This is a, of course it's all dirty right here where I need to show you. Man, you can barely see him there, but that is a Asian red tail catfish. So another super cool one. There you go. There's a little bit better of a view on him right there, sort of. But he's super small, maybe 2-3 inches. So he is apart from all the other catfish right now. I'm just trying to grow him up a little bit. Below this tank here, we have a dark tank. Probably doesn't need to be dark, but we've got polar parrots in here. There's 4 of them. Not all 4 of them show up. These guys are pretty cool. I do like them. Oh, there was another one in that cave. Nice. And the other one's back there behind the filter. Alright, little note to self. I gotta fix the reflection issues here. I need to figure out what to do. In the back here, probably not going to be able to see them because they do this. I have 2 black ghost knife fish. I'm trying to find the other guy here while I'm moving along. I'm not actually seeing him. I don't know where he went. Yeah. Oh, okay. There's one. You can see the white tail, sort of. Is right behind the filter. Those are cool fish, but they're mainly nocturnal, so they stay hidden right now most of the time. There's that polar parrot. Just look at the colors on him. He's quite nice looking. But yeah, so that's this tank, polar parrots and black ghost knife catfish. And we have whatever cichlid that is, the red tail, Asian red tail, and the rope fish. And we have all of our molly breeders and fry. And that leads us to the big tank here. This is a 150 gallon. The stand is not quite built yet. Quite simply scaped here. It does have, I don't know what kind of filter you want to call that. Alright, keep running into storage issues on my phone. This 150 gallon tank is home to a 2-foot electric eel. His name is Morty. Marty, not Morty. super cool. So eels are actually knife fish, or the electric eel is actually a knife fish, just like the black ones I showed you earlier. This guy right here is super active. He's really cool. Really healthy. As you can see, he loves to redecorate his home. Doesn't really touch that, but at the sides, he knocks up all the plants and everything. The filtration is just a 10-gallon sump filter with a sponge filter. And yeah, this is this guy right here. I haven't been shocked by him, but I bet at some point I will. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm sure I'll forget one day and just get zapped. But super cool electric eel right here. So yeah, then a year, I've gone from a 29-gallon tank with a couple mollies and tetras, and here I am now. This is the latest latest fish that I've gotten, an electric eel. So plans, like I was saying, want to rearrange the garage a bit. I mean, this is it right now. This stuff will go eventually. It's trash. Man. I've got the 20 gallons, the big rack, and the big tank. Then I gotta figure out what to do with this whole area over here. And then this is a plywood tank that I built. It's 300 gallons. All was working quite well until I went to aquascape it, or scape it, I guess. Then it sprung a leak right down here, and I've never been able to fix it. So right now it's got a pun liner in it, and then I'm going to try to seal just around the edges of the glass here, hopefully to fix that issue, but I am not sure. But once this goes up, if it's up timely, I'll get the catfish and the bigger fish in here, or move the eel into here and then move the catfish and everything else into the eel tank right now. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. No, it's not quite the best video here, a little choppy, very minimal editing, but it will get better, I promise. I just wanted to kind of enlighten the ideas that I had for this year in my aquarium hobby. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you made it this far. Thank you very much.